signing the cases on my own behalf. And accordingly, case comment method we will be following for this particular semester's PSDA. It will be easy on part of student as well. And if you are interested further in developing that particular material, that is all up to you, right? Uh, uh, People do, especially under international law, we generally do develop a particular case comment to a particular paper. Last semester, while I was teaching public international law, I was working on this particular case between Palestine and Israel, right? And ultimately, by the time I finished up with the semester, I was able to bring out a piece of paper, right? Most probably, it will be getting published shortly, right? So and the point is, it takes almost roughly around a year to get a paper published from a well-reputed place. I have already informed you in the earlier classes. If I have not, I will just convey this that you have UGC website. Go over there, register it by your particular email address. You will have all the list of UGC care journals, right? Otherwise, for Scopus, you already have that particular list in Google. Try to get your paper published in either UGC care list or Scopus list. Do not fall prey to those other places. There are certain Scopus listed journals who do ask for certain money and they will get your paper published. But remember that like when you sit and submit your papers to a particular board, but Dhananjay, can you just let in those students? They know the status of that particular journal, right? By mere look into that particular journal itself, it will be found whether that particular source was a genuine source or it is a paid, even for Scopus. So try to be as genuine as you possible, because for those students who are interested in further studies, right, from abroad as well, you need to be very careful with the kind of material that you are submitting, right? So try to bring out genuine work which is acknowledged, which can be acknowledged and greatly helps you. Okay, I have not made you the presenter. Karanveer, you are the presenter, beta. Can you just let in the students? Karanveer Singh, you're there? I cannot hear you, Karanveer, but then, anyways, just let in those students, right? If they have been joining. So that should be the focus of your PhD. Most probably with respect to how and what kind of methods pertaining to footnoting and everything we will be discussing in those PhD lectures. Like for certain students, it might be becoming difficult to understand the entire process of submitting. But for few, it is a regular habit. And once you have this habit of getting your paper published, nothing better than that, right? It will definitely help you in your overall development. It will help you for your further assignments, right, in future. In fact, in recent years, the trend is, because majority of students who have been joining corporates, they are from national law schools. They have already developed this method and knack of getting their paper published. So much so that students have been getting published in well-reputed international journals, right? National Law School Delhi, Bangalore. The students over there, they've been submitting papers in well-reputed journals, wherein foreigners are also contributing. So that kind of a quality we require from the students of this institute as well, because we will have all the help from the faculties. We are constantly engaged in kind of assignments, academic assignments, right? Be it in terms of books or in terms of paper presentations or paper submissions, right? List, because that became a very genuine concern of many students that they cannot find it, the list of UGC care list and all those things. The basic effort is go log into the UGC website, register yourself over there. You will be having an email address and a password. Use it. You will have two categories of UGC care list, right? Group 1, group 2, and all those journals wherein you are interested in, you can find the list of those particular journals from there. Those are registered, right? They will be helpful to you because you can easily talk about those particular journals. And in fact, in your resume, you can say that this is part of UGC care list, group 1, right, and group 2, right? So work on those. So with respect to PhD, we're clear enough. Now we'll just take the attendance and then move ahead with our syllabus. Also with respect to your internals, right? So for internals, the syllabus is going to be unit 1 and custom from unit 2, right? When we'll be discussing about sources of international law, we'll be focusing primarily on custom from there and unit 1 entire, right? So try to work on those. So whatever you have learned, if you have any doubt, some materials if you will be requiring, do convey it to me. I have already shared few materials. In fact, I have also shared with you the book of Malcolm and Shaw, though it's in 6th edition, but very helpful, right? There will be few minute changes that will be coming in every edition, but it's a very like recommended book for everyone, not just for students, for everyone to go through with. Otherwise, if you want to purchase, the lesson plan has already been provided to you. Any particular book, be it textbook or reference book or a recommended book, it's completely up to you, whichever book you are interested in purchasing and reading. So by and all, I think I have already given you 3 books, right? 2 of those books are there in the class material folder. Malcolm and Shaw is in the unit 1 folder itself. So you can have any particular book, like download it from there, read it, or if you have interest in particular topics, and if you are preparing notes, those particular books will be helpful. In addition to those books, the relevant research paper will also be shared with you. I have already shared few relevant research paper, particularly whether considering international law as a true law or not. That's a genuine question that comes many a times, right? In DU, we start with that particular point, whether international law can be considered as true law or not, right? So I have already shared with you a paper. Most probably for the last 3 classes, we didn't had a class, and we have been told that we need to send certain reading materials. Hopefully, students have read or at least gone through them or at least downloaded. So start preparing for your this examination purpose as well. So unit is already been conveyed to you, right? Pass on that particular information with the class. Otherwise, what I will do is I will share a particular notice in the class wall itself, like in the L section, wherein I will talk about the PSDA thing and the internal exam, right? Most probably by today evening, I will be sharing that. Yeah, attendance. Arnav, Anamika.
Present, sir.
Okay. Karanveer, Arihant, Purvi.
Karan present.
Present, sir, Purvi.
Purvi is also present. Akshat,
Present, sir.
Manan,
Present, sir.
Ashika.
Sir, can you please let in Dhruv? He's been in the lobby like for 10 minutes.
I don't think Peter he is there in the lobby. This is my screen.
Right, sir.
Yeah. Ashika,
Present, sir.
Vartika,
Present, sir.
Samiksha,
Present, sir.
Muskan,
Present, sir.
Muskan Garg, Divyansh.
Present, sir.
Okay. Isha,
Present, sir.
Ramat,
Present, sir.
Rehan,
Present, sir.
Shubhangi,
Present, sir.
Yash,
Present, sir.
Shivang, Mandeep, then Vardhan, Somik,
From the present, sir.
okay, Aditya, no, then Dhruv, Sid,
Present, sir.
Sid is present, okay. Nitika, Nikita, Nikita is present,
Yes, sir.
okay. Sarthak,
Present, sir.
okay. Ayush,
Present, sir. Ayush.
okay. Dhananjay is present, Kashyap,
Present, sir.
Okay. Payal,
Present, sir.
Abhinav, Harshita.
Harshita present, sir.
Okay. Akash,
Present, sir.
Riya,
Present, sir.
Ashutosh, Sanchit, Sukriti, Sarthak, Monica,
Present, sir.
Kushi, Vaibhav, Arpit.
Arpit present, sir.
Okay. Siddharth, Arshdeep, Shefali,
Present, sir.
Keshav,
Present, sir.
Yashanth, then Shashank. He just joined.
Present, sir. Shashank.
Diksha,
Diksha, present, sir.
then Lavanya, Dhananjay. Yeah, the same. Then Kshitij, Medha,
Present, sir.
Medha is present. Purvi, Ishit, Bhavya, Shivam, Pradul.
Present, sir.
Okay. Ankur,
Present, sir. Ankur.
someone joined late. Beta, what's your name? Payal.
मैम सर यस डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था
Okay, I have already marked you, right?
सर थैंक
Have I already marked you? That's my question, beta. Okay, chalo.
Sir, Ankur is present. I think he's unable to unmute himself. Okay,
I
alright.
have marked Ankur. I heard his voice. Okay. So we have 36 over here. How many? 35. Anyway, we'll see. Yes, Ankur, you can just switch off your camera, beta. No need. Chalo. Any doubt from the previous topics? What we have covered so far? No? So what we have referred so far is the distinctions, the approach, the various systems that is available under international law. Now we are going to the jurisprudential part. As I have already referred in my earlier classes as well, the greater influence to international law is from two schools. One is positivist, the second is your naturalist. Naturalist because that's the oldest of the school that came into existence, particularly in terms of understanding the jurisprudence pertaining to law. So they will always be there, right? So natural law was greatly influenced for a greater part of the period till when international law was, like perceived as a subject, right? But its importance reduced vastly in the second phase, right? Remember, I have referred to you three different phases in which international law developed. So if you'll see to that those particular phases, the first phase which lasted till 12th of century, therein you will find greater influence of naturalist. The school that was prevalent is natural law school. The reasons remain the source. But afterwards, since this, like following of Renaissance, formation of Treaty of Westphalia, many other development that were taking place, positivist school became influential, right? Because they believe that there was a lot of like engagements of people also taking place, lots of development pertaining to how states have been following certain practices were developed. There were efforts which was made on behalf of scholars to recognize those particular customary practices as well or usages as well, and thereafter this particular debate continues. It is a debate which continues with respect to domestic laws as well. Right. When we talk about analytical law school, historical law school, each of these schools have their significance in making of law and unmaking of law as well. Right. Sociological law school, though in the recent times we are greatly influenced by newer schools, the revived natural law school, the sociological law school, the realist law schools, and most recently there is also a new school which was already in existence in part of Western, like philosophies, which is critical legal theory school, right? Which is basically its roots to legal realism, right? So that's also a school which is emerging, and in recent times we are also getting its influence seen in Indian setup,